again, you've people think it's a bit of a strange pastime. People who don't understand it and don't understand the ethos behind it do consider it a strange pastime. We used to laugh, between Brian, who is, for anyone who doesn't know, who is my partner in PSI. But Brian and I used to always joke about, because Brian's into his diving, and I was competing actively in jiu-jitsu whenever I first came to PSI, and we had arguments over who had the most dangerous hobby, and he couldn't see that he loses that argument. And to this day, I maintain he loses that argument. More people have died diving than have died from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
got them. I said, what happened? I can get knocked out and fall on the floor and break something. You'll get fucking air bubbles in your brain and your head explodes. Your pastime is more dangerous. And when we were getting like company insurance, he was most indignant that the first company wouldn't handle him because of his diving, but they had no problem with me riding motocross and doing jiu-jitsu. There wasn't an issue. Yeah, I strongly recommend any martial art to anyone for clearing your head, for self-esteem. It's a huge part of mental wellness is believing in yourself, recognizing your own value, and knowing yourself. And martial arts is a very good way of knowing yourself, plus being appreciated by others, because I guarantee you, I've not trained. I've done martial arts for over 20 years, so over 25 years, and I could count on the fingers of one hand the dickheads that have come across, and the rest of the people have been just proper team players, and from every walk of life. So yeah, it's definitely a head clearer. It definitely is really good for kids. Gives kids it gives them the self-confidence that you want the kid to have, but also the respect that a kid with self-confidence needs to have. If the ability to not, I don't mean it gives them the respect, it gives them the capability to respect people, or the understanding of how important it is to respect people and gain respect. It doesn't. I've had parents who said they wouldn't put their kids into jiu-jitsu classes because they don't want to breed thugs. Jiu-jitsu classes or martial arts classes do the exact opposite. I have seen kids come into our club who have been borderline problem children, who it's really sorted out, because the discipline in it. It's getting to a point of, kids come in and they want to be a black belt. I want to be a black belt, and I want to have deadly hands. Well, you have to understand that if your hands are your weapons, you need to know how to control those, and you have a huge responsibility with having those. Kids love hearing that. That's a great thing for them. And then they learn. Once you get to your black belt, you're starting to learn. Then that's the start of your martial arts career. But belts are unimportant as well. Belts don't exist in traditional martial arts. It's a totally westernized idea, because those of us in the Western world can't persevere at something unless we have some sort of a reward for the massive amount of effort that we've put into it. So the belt system was brought about. But there you go. But yes, definitely recommend it to any person, male, female, old, young. Definitely.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Well, look, Sean, thank you very much. It's been great to talk to you.
I think I've beaten Dan Gordon. I've done that's like an hour and a half.
You're up there with Martin Lynch. There you go.
Aye, it's not me.